Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to look at how to create an asset using WebClient SDK. There are a few things we need to discuss at first. Uh, let's get started. So, create asset. I mean, what all things are involved in creating the asset? First, we need to understand whenever we are creating an asset, there are a couple of mandatory fields need to be filled in. Even from the code as well, we need to pass all those field values. One is okay, I already filled in slide. So there are like four of them mainly. Title is a property which is mandatory, and again all these three are relations. Asset type is a taxonomy that assign what are the type of the asset it is. Final life cycle, as we have seen in the previous videos, it is like on what status, I mean, on what status we are sending this asset. So is it a created state or approved state or reviewed, or all these things. So created means it will go into the create queue, then we need to submit for the approval from there, and then once approved, it will go to the actual assets. Or we can directly pass it like approved state as well. And content repository um, is another mandatory field, which is like you pass in for which part of the, I mean, which part of the content hub. So in this case, we are passing it to DAM. So DAM is like standard, content repository is standard. So we need to fill in all these mandatory fields, and also there is an identifier as well. Uh, we can assign, we don't need to assign here. If we don't assign, it will auto generates some random grid which is uniquely identifies as well, but we can also pass. Even for Excel sheets, if you are uploading through, I mean, importing through Excel, these are the five mandatory with the file name as well. File name in a sense, public URL of actual your asset. It can be image or it can be video. Now let's quickly see the steps. Yep. It's not like straightforward like update, delete, and read, like where you just call once and you just do it. So here there are like few steps involved. You create an entity by calling create async. So what does create async? I mean, we need to pass in entity definition, kind of a template inside core. So for which template we need to create a we need to create an entity, in the sense like for which entity definition we want to create an entity. So here we need to pass in m.asset and which culture, then we get an, finally we get an identity object. So we are playing around a lot with identity object, right? So then identity object, using that we can access all these properties and fill in these values. These are like empty identity objects, so we can fill all these values. Then we can call save async by passing this identity. Then at this time, at this point of time, it gets saved and it gives us a asset ID, I mean, which is uniquely identifies like entity ID. But it is not over yet, because assets are um, mapped to actual files. So we need to we need to upload a file as well. But how do we upload it here is by this time it will only have a blank asset. But if you want to upload the asset, upload the actual file, then we need to create a fetch job. But what does it take fetch job? It takes an entity ID which is generated from here, and as well as public URL of whatever the file it is. So in this way we can uh, in this way we can associate with that entity ID, and this fetch job once finishes processes the file, then it will map to this asset. So these are the bunch of steps. We'll walk through the code as well, but before that, just let me run it. So here, create asset by entity ID. So let me quickly run. I don't need to pass any parameters. No, not entity ID. It's actually create asset. So we're just passing it. Let's go over. We talk when we are telling about public URL. It is here. I mean, I'm just taking Unsplash some of the image. So if you go here, it should be actual public URL. So if I go here and open the image in new tab, what are the URL? So this URL we need to pass as a for the fetch job. Then only it can read from here and upload to Content Hub and process it. So public link is mandatory. Okay, let's go and see here. Okay, it gave us the steps. Our C is the 11th. Create a set. So create a set is I'm not passing anything because everything I already hard coded. Let's quickly look at it. We can pass based on certain parameters, but it should create as a set entity. So 34037 it passes the ID. Let's go to Kannada and let's refresh. So it came 168 before, it now 169. Let's just order by created. So there is a sample asset. Let me just open it. Or we can directly put 34037 as here asset, because we have that entity ID, we can put it. So it is, let it load in a moment. So if you notice here, we got all these metadata, which is file name, title, and type, and you would have all that other information as well. Identifier we didn't assign, like it just auto generated, but it doesn't have any image yet. So let's see where is that fetch job is. So for that, we need to go to background process, and remember when we are setting, so which where it will reside. So these fetch jobs are the background process, individual user specific. So which user has uploaded, for that user those jobs would be visible. So in this case, if you remember, we are using what client ID and client secret, username and password, right? So this username password, using this, if we log in, and then we can see the fetch jobs. So if we go here, already loaded background processes. Okay, it just completed now, I guess. Otherwise you can see the fetch job here. So fetch job and processing job. So this fetch job will get the go to that URL and fetch that image, public URL, and processing job will process this. So let me just open it. So notice here, this is the image URL which we have passed on, and file processed and completed success. Now if we go here, it should have the image. Let's reload. That's the reason this consists of two steps. It creates a blank asset first, which are with all the metadata. Second, it creates it uploads the image using the fetch job. Now notice there is image and all these file processing has happened, file properties, as well as the renditions. Notice one more thing is Vision API. Content Hub uses Microsoft Vision API, Microsoft Azure Vision, to process the image and give us some tag, auto tagging or description and colors. So based on what are the configuration settings we do on the media processing level. And so if you notice here, this image, it is giving like food, healthy, ICP dash, a bowl of food on the table, and this. But otherwise, create is pretty much mainly two-step process. You create a mainly entity and you create another fetch job. So both these involves, we will be able to create an entity. Let's look at the code first. Now, okay, so now in this case, let's look at the code. Let me stop this. What all things we have done. So here, okay, just let me go to program. Here it is 11th option. If you go to 11th, case 11, nothing here, just creating an asset entity. I'm just calling a create asset entity. If you go here, where asset, sorry, first we are passing I mean, we are calling create async by passing the definition name, which will be um, m.asset. Okay. Then next we would have asset property value. We are setting like all those mandatory fields, which is a property value is title, and again we are fetching standard. We are passing the identifier and getting the ID for the standard content repository. Then we are setting it for that. Again, final life cycle. We are setting a final life cycle. I'm setting it to approved. And again, asset type to asset. We are setting it to branding asset. So till this point, you might have already seen enough times. I mean, even while updating, we have seen this. So setting the properties, all these things. Next is you call the same functionality. Save async is called even for the update as well as here as well. So you call the save async, but just that you pass the identity, which is you create, which got created here. Now this would create a blank asset with all the metadata and give us a asset ID. Now next is we need to create a fetch job. So how do we create? Fetch job requires a public URL as well as asset ID. So public URL is this from the Unsplash image. Then if file is not null, then you're passing it to create fetch job, asset ID and file. So it just create fetch job will do only one work, like web fetch job request. We need to pass mainly asset ID value. Then we would add the URL, which is a resource URI. Then we call a create fetch job async. This creates a fetch job now. So this goes and creates and reads the image, retrieves it, and process it. So that's the whole thing. If you had gone through kind of mock course, then this is a pretty much similar code what they are given there. So much easier to create through code compared to other ways using Excel or direct UI upload. So this is scalable as well. Yeah. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.